HQ engineers who are working oh so very hard to fix the lag. We know it, we see it, we feel your pain. These are growing pains, guys. Remember that show, Growing Pains, with Alan Thicke, R.I.P., and Kirk Cameron, who went cuckoo for Christ? Growing pains. We're going through it. We appreciate you sticking with us. Thanks to our engineers that are on the case. If this is your first day of class at HQ University, look to the right of you, look to the left of you. Those clowns won't be graduating, but you might have what it takes to get your degree. Here's how it works. I'm going to ask 12 questions ranging from easy to hard. You're going to have 10 seconds for when I start reading the question to tap your answer. Tippity tap tap. If you get it right, you're moving on to the next round. If you answer all 12 questions correctly, you're going to win or split the cash prize. And get this, is $1,000. That's right, 1,000 United States dollars, 745 British pounds, which is roughly 3 million Canadian dollars, I think. All that money can buy you a lot of peanut chews and Frank sodas and maybe a couple Hooters albums. You know how to play the game now, right? You know what you're playing for? Are you strapped in? Do you have your helmet on? Are you ready for a quarter hour of mirth, trivia, and mayhem? Come on, y'all, it's time to have fun. Come on, y'all, it's time to have fun. We're gonna turn this place into a car wash. Hit me with that first question. Let's play HQ. Which one of these continents lies mostly south of the equator? South America, Asia, or Europe? Which one of these continents lies mostly south of the equator? It lies mostly south of the equator. It tells the truth north of the equator. And that's my worst. The answer is South America. There's a little hint there in the name. South America is south of the equatorial line. And 213,345 HQties are moving on. They're not incontinent. They know they're continents. They're moving on to Q2, globe-trotting along to Q2. Which Disney film adaptation is the highest grossing show in the history of Broadway? Pinocchio, Treasure Planet, or The Lion King? You know, we asked about SpongeBob SquarePants earlier today in today's game. They're on Broadway now. SpongeBob SquarePants is a Broadway show. Maybe one day that could be the highest grossing show in the history of Broadway. But right now, it is none other than Savannah Bravissimo. Yahweh. The Lion King, 211,859. Know that in 2012, The Lion King passed Phantom of the Opera to become the #1 all-time grossing Broadway show in revenue. We have 211,859 HQDs saying Hakuna Matata. They're feeling the love tonight. They just can't wait to be king, and they're roaring on to Q3. A portobello burger uses which of these substitutes for a beef patty? Tomato, chicken, or mushroom? Portobello. Ah, bella. Ciao. Arrivederci. Hey, I'm walking here. That's all the Italian I know. Portobello burger. You familiar with the portobello? You say tomato, I say tomato, I say mushroom is the answer because that's what a portobello is. It's a portobello mushroom. Replaces the beef patty for the vegetarians out there. 204,892 are feeling healthy tonight, lean and mean. You can jazz up that mushroom burger with some, I don't know, blue cheese, stuff the blue cheese, maybe some Swiss on top of that. You can also top a beef patty with a portobello mushroom if you're really feeling gluttonous. We have 204,000 plus shrooming on, mushing on to Q4. The Battle of Britain was which kind of warfare? Aerial, naval, or trench? Battle of Britain. Rue Britannia. This was a major battle in WW2, 1940. A lot of losses on both sides. The Germans and Italians versus the Brits and the Canadians fighting in the air up there. The air forces were involved. It was an aerial battle. Battle bots. Well, battling planes. They weren't robots. 68,307 remember their World War II history, but for the 130,000 of you who did not get it right, slightly savage, I would say. Majorly brutal. In German, the Battle of Britain is known as Luftschlacht England, literally the air battle for England. Air, the air up there. We have 68,000 moving on. The rest of you, we suffered heavy casualties there. We're moving on to Q5. The battle continues. What is another name for plaster of Paris? Another name for plaster of Paris. Cement plaster, lime plaster, or gypsum plaster? Who's the master of plaster after this one? The plaster blaster. The plaster of Paris goes by another name. It ain't cement and it ain't lime. It's gypsum, baby. Gypsum plaster, named after the gypsum deposit they discovered at Montmartre in Paris. 30,090 got it right. Boom goes the dynamite. We just blew up 33,000, 34,000 HQTs on that one. Plaster of Paris, it's the stuff that, doctors use to make those orthopedic casts. Or maybe you've got a weird aunt who likes to sculpture with it. We have 30,000 plus moving on. The rest of you got plastered. Q6, which Weezer album, initially panned by critics and fans upon its release in 1996, is now considered the band's best? Weezer, The Green Album, Maladroit, or Pinkerton? This album was released in 1996. It was the follow-up to the debut in 1994, the Blue Album. It was Pinkerton, El Scorcho. Pinkerton, now considered one of the best, if not the best Weezer album, 11,771. No, they're Weezer. The rest of you got emphysema. You're wheezing. After that one, halfway through the quiz, 11,771 are living the good life. The follow-up to Pinkerton, the Pinkerton album was so misunderstood that the band nearly broke up. That's how bad this album was at the time, but now it's beloved. Are you a Weezer fan out there? You like the band? Are you trying to undo your sweater? Let me know in the chat if you like the band. Until then, we're moving on to Q7. Which of these musicians appeared in several episodes of the 80s TV show Different Strokes? John Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen, or Janet Jackson? Different strokes for different folks. This musician also appeared as Penny on Good Times. She is Janet Jackson. I'm using she. Of the three, it's got to be Janet. 6,352 know what they're talking about. What you talking about, Willis? 6,352 are talking about winning tonight's game. You got to answer 4 more questions, or 5 more questions. 4 more questions. You got to answer more questions. We're moving on to Q8. Math, not my strong suit. Q8, which of these contains roughly 1/5 of the world's freshwater supply? Black Sea, Gulf of Mexico, or Lake Baikal? Black Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Lake Baikal. You say Baikal, I say Baikal. It's a Russian word, all right? It's the largest lake in the world, and it contains nearly 1/5 of the world's freshwater supply. It is Lake Baikal. By gosh. Oh boy, Oberto. 3,478 are staying afloat after that one. Lake Baikal has a maximum depth of over 5,300 feet. 5,300 feet. We're playing for $1,000. Not quite the same. 3,478 floating on to Q9. What movie stars Paul Newman as a minor league hockey player coach in the era of frequent fighting? Youngblood, Slapshot, or Goon? Paul Newman of salad dressing fame. He was also an actor. Was a pretty good actor, in fact. Great actor, actually. I liked him a lot. Paul Newman starred in this movie, 1977's semi-satire of minor league hockey, Slapshot. Old-time hockey coach? 2006-83. Remember the Hanson brothers? You remember Reggie Dunlop? The toughest team in the Federal League, the Charlestown Chiefs. 2006-83, our body checking on to Q10. 3 more questions in tonight's quiz. You gotta answer them all. Q10, which of these muscles is connected to or adjacent to the biceps muscle? Chorea brachialis, levator scapulae, or rhomboid minor? Thank you, Mr. Minor. Coracobrachialis, levator scapulae, or rhomboid minor? I'm earning my money tonight with these words, folks. Pronouncing these deep dives into the body. Crack Gray's Anatomy much? If you did, you would know it's coracobrachialis. You know, coracobrachialis, the smallest of the 3 muscles that attach to the coracoid process. Wait, what? 603 got it right. We fooled a whole lot of you there, or you just didn't know it. But we have 603 who do know there are little muscles which connect to the bigger muscles, which, you know, make you strong. Q11, folks. You gotta stay strong with me, all right? Q11 right now. Which NBA team has never produced a slam dunk contest winner? Orlando Magic, Philadelphia 76ers, or the LA Clippers? Speaking of rhomboid minor, I'm reminded of Harold Miner right now, the baby Jordan, who had one of my all-time favorite slam dunk contests wins back in my heyday, the early 90s. But he played for the Heat. It's not one of the options here. Orlando Magic, LA Clippers, they have had slam dunk contest winners. The 76ers, despite having Dr. J in its team history, did not. No slam dunk contest winners for the 76ers. And 282 are PTPers, baby. Slamma jamma, dipsy doo, dunkaroo. 282 are moving on after that one. Dwight Howard won it for the Magic in 08. The Clippers won it with Brent Barry in 96. We got some Philadelphians out there, but we have 282 who are moving on to Q12. That's right, Q12. The final question, the final round. This is it. It all boils down to this. 282 players, $1,000. Who's gonna wow them? Who's gonna zow them? Who's taking home the cash? Q12. Which of these is the most populous city with city in its name? Mexico City, New York City, or Taipei City? The city with the city in its name. Time is up, pencils down. Do not write on the blank page. You know, we started tonight's game with over 200,000 people. That's more people than Jersey City. We're catching up to Kansas City. We're still a long ways away from competing with these big boys, however, like Taipei City, which has 2.7 million residents, or New York City, with 8.5 million New Yorkers, or Mexico City, the capital of Mexico, which is approximately 8.8 million people, 300,000 more than New York City, making Mexico City the most populous city in the world. That's your answer, and we got a whole lot of winners, baby! Yes! And it counts! And the foul! We have mucho winners taking home $5.41. Don't let that money change you, folks. Don't let it get to your head. Don't spend it all in one place, but enjoy it. That's yours. Real cash in your account. Tell your friends you just won HQ. That's huge. I'm happy for you. You're happy, right? You're freaking out right now. It's all you've ever wanted to do. Life mission complete. Bucket list check off. That's all for tonight. Thanks for playing HQ. If you didn't win or you want to try to win again, you can do so tomorrow.